But we're also continuing the freeze on social security deeming rates until 30 June 2025, benefiting over 870,000 people, including 450,000 aged pensioners. For those who face additional barriers to finding work, we're providing $41 million to further extend eligibility for the existing higher rate of job seeker. So people who can only work up to 14 hours a week will see their payment increase at least $54.90 a fortnight. We will also make new investments in health and housing, education and jobs for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. As well as more remote housing, we're creating the new Remote Jobs and Economic Development program, with 3,000 new jobs in remote Australia to build new skills and new confidence within communities. So, Mr Speaker, from delivering a tax cut to every taxpayer to reducing student debt or helping renters, from new energy bill relief to the care economy to a future made in Australia, we are easing pressure on Australians while investing in our people, our economy and our future, at the same time as we strengthen the budget and pay down debt. Last year, our responsible economic management delivered the first surplus in 15 years. We now expect another surplus of $9.3 billion this year. Yeah. These would be the first back-to-back surpluses in almost 2 decades. But pressures on the budget intensify after that rather than ease. We're expecting a deficit of $28.3 billion in 24-25, but a stronger fiscal outcome in every year compared to when we came to government. Yeah. On our watch, the budget is $215 billion stronger over the 6 years to 2027-28. Gross debt is now expected to peak at 35.2% of our economy in 26-27 before declining to 30.2% by 2034-35. This year, gross debt will be $904 billion instead of the more than $1 trillion that we inherited. And that means debt is $152 billion lower. A stronger budget means we save around $80 billion in interest costs over the decade. These are the dividends of our responsible economic management. We've found $27.9 billion in savings and reprioritisations in this budget and $77.4 billion since the election. We're limiting real spending growth to an average of 1.4% per year since we came to government. That's less than half the average of the last 30 years, and it's around a third of the growth under our predecessors. And we're banking 96% of revenue upgrades this year, keeping pressure off inflation while it's still above the band, with Treasury now expecting we could get back to the inflation target this year, not next. That means inflation is expected to be lower sooner. And we've achieved all of this despite much smaller revenue upgrades in the budget and still providing an extra $3 billion to ensure Australians, including our veterans, receive better essential services. So, Mr Speaker, the story of Australia is more than a tale of the challenges that we have endured. And in our future, we need to strive for something more than muddling through or making do. This budget shows that we are realistic about the pressures that people face right now, and we are optimistic about the future. This budget reflects our biggest ambitions and our highest aspirations to make Australians the primary beneficiaries of a world of churn and change, tapping their confidence, their compassion, their creativity, to manage their pressures and maximise our advantages, to forge a new economy and a new generation of prosperity. And in that effort, to make Australians and Australia more secure in the bigger opportunities that we shape and in the future that we make together. And that's why I commend this bill, Mr Speaker, and this budget to the House.